Alright, in this video, I want to talk about why I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs. Now, in my video about why I choose to stay single, I explained why I don't want that around me. This is going to be more about why I don't personally partake in any of that. So, it all began when I was 11 years old. I was hanging out with a friend at the time on the last day of school, and we went to another friend's house, and one of them offered me a beer. We were 11 years old at the time. It was kind of like a less funny version of that scene from the movie Good Boys. For those of you who haven't seen it, for context, one of the kids is peer pressuring one of the other ones into trying beer for the first time, and then they actually take it in small bursts. They start calling the one who doesn't want anything to do with it Sippy Cup. So yeah, that's just some context if you haven't seen the movie. If you have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It was kind of like a less funny version of that, and I decided, no, I don't want this. I rejected the invitation politely, and I went home. And the friendship with those guys didn't make it past sixth grade. But something about that day made me realize I don't want anything to do with alcohol. Throughout middle school, some of the anti drinking stuff in the health classes actually clicked with me when I heard all the horror stories and such they used, I was like, "Why would anyone drink this stuff?" Yeah, fast forward to high school, and what I'd like to say is what cemented my reasoning for why I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs was this one day in 10th grade, we watched this news report called Sudden Impact, no connection to the Dirty Harry movie, and I was so infuriated at how this one girl's life was ruined by a drunk driver colliding with her that I passed out. No, really, in class we were watching that, I literally fainted because I was really infuriated at the whole thing. Like 11 years after the fact, my best guess for why it happened is because I was that upset. I just remember one moment I was watching the video, everything started to blur around me, and then I saw a streak of neon lights and such. Kind of remind me of when I went on Space Mountain the previous week, because this was the week after, literally the first day after February vacation when I had gotten back from my trip to Florida when I went to Disney World. Yeah, after seeing those strobe lights in my mind's eye, next thing I knew, I was on the floor. I woke up. My teacher was looking at me. I was like, I fainted. They, he and the nurse quietly brought me into the next classroom over, and then they brought me up to the nurse's office where I got to go home 10 minutes early. That was nice of them. There was only 10 minutes left in the school day. Honestly, I would say that was my canon event, my inevitable intersection, my what's another term from a movie or show I could use to describe it? You know what? Core memory, like from Inside Out and Inside Out 2. It was the core memory of why I don't want to participate in drinking. If a substance makes you unable to do something like operate a motor vehicle safely, why are you consuming it? Now, over the years, I've come to hear about it being called a social lubricant. Like I said in the video about why I'm voluntarily single, why would you consume something that makes you act in a way you normally wouldn't? It never made sense to me, and it never will. It's like Johnny Cochran said in the Chewbacca Defense episode of South Park. That does not make sense. Sorry, I'm actually getting kind of angry right now just thinking about all of that. I actually did manage to make it through the end of Sudden Impact when I went to driver's ed a couple years later, but it probably helps that the lighting was terrible because they didn't darken the room and they were kind of playing it in the background while everyone was having lunch because they had to speed things up. So what they did was they played the videos that they had to play during the lunch break so they could say, "Hey, we got it in." But anyway, between all of that, I decided I did not want anything to do with that. When I would overhear stories about I would overhear stories involving my peers drinking or getting drunk, or when I would see Snapchat stories at the time, because this was the mid 2010s when that was all the rage, Snapchat. I was like, this does not look fun. Now, I was never really harsh on anyone because I knew how to be polite about it. I was like, well, I'm not going to participate in this then. I'm actually really glad I was never invited to house parties or anything like that. Now in college, it became a little more it was this is actually the reason I was a commuter during college. I never lived in a dorm, and I explicitly did not want to live in one because there was an above zero chance that there would be parties involving alcohol. I did not want that. I did not want that anywhere near me. That's also why I've never had parties in my name where alcohol was present. Now, there might have been like a party after my first communion when I was 8. I don't know if any was served, but that wasn't organized by me at the time. And I didn't have the ability to really do anything about that, so I wouldn't count that. But as soon as I had agency in that, I was like, no, either there will be no alcohol or there will be no party. I chose small get-together at home that my mom insisted on having, where my rules would be respected, under penalty of excommunication of anyone who did actually bring that vile substance in. I regret nothing. I would do it all the same way again. To this day, I will never allow a party that has my name on it to have alcohol present. Honestly, I'm really grateful that no one's ever thrown a surprise party for me because of it. Because if, let's say, they did and there was alcohol present, I'd be like, nope, this is no longer a party of mine. I do not condone this. Now, I wouldn't do anything insane like get up in their faces over it. I would just say, you should have known me better than that, and then just walk away. Because really, if someone threw a party in my name and had alcohol present, that is clearly a sign that you don't know me or you don't care. You either don't know or you don't care. And you know what? I'm happier this way. They might call it the social lubricant. I call it the social. I can't think of a good word for it. For those of you who agree with me that drinking's not a good idea under any circumstances, comment down below. The same thing applies for drugs. Why would you want your brain to be impaired like that? It just never made sense to me. And then smoking, well, okay, that doesn't actually have the same brain problem, but like I said in my Why I'm Single by Choice video, it's a form of air pollution because of the stench. And then there's the addictive nature, and there's the increasing chance of lung cancer and such. By that I mean it increases over time, according to my abnormal psychology teacher. It's not like a guarantee of you smoke, you're going to get lung cancer. It's more of a increases your odds over time. And that can also apply to secondhand smoke as well. Like if you inhale enough of it, yeah, your odds go up over time. But you know what? I think I'm going to stop it here before I really get aggravated about it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you agree with me or if you disagree, I welcome feedback on that too. I'm still going to stand by my rules, but if you want to let me know why you disagree with me, I'm always open to that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you soon.